Okay guys, Mortpig here again for another video. In today's video, it's Channel 9 morning show, Carl going over with Effie, Australian financial watchdog, which is ASIC, launches probe into mortgage offset accounts. Like seriously, you can't make this stuff up. Oh, the banks. At least let's run it and let's see what Effie and Carl have to say.
A really interesting story from Effie last night. Australia's financial watchdog is now probing whether bank customers are being ripped off because savings from mortgage offset accounts aren't being properly passed on.
So here to break it down is Nine's Money editor Effie Zahos. Effie, good morning to you.
Morning.
So what has ASIC uncovered here?
Yeah, this absolutely shocked me. This is a big deal when it comes to home loans. So the issue is around offset accounts. So let me give you 101 what they are. An offset account is essentially a bank account that's attached, connected to your home loan. The money you have in your offset account basically reduces your home loan balance for interest purposes. So here's an example. You got a 600k home loan, you got 10,000 in your offset, it's only calculated interest on 500.
So I've always had this on my mortgages. My initial one, like over 2 decades ago, the offset was actually a whole other bank account. So I'd have my savings, like everyday savings, we're doing or buying and purchasing everyday things, and then you'd have to have another account where you want to top up any extra savings that would offset your mortgage. But my latest one, the actual everyday savings account, is also the offset account, which is actually really good that it's like that. The bank that I'm with, I've checked and everything looks to be running smoothly, but I did hear through friends that this potentially wasn't working, and it's sort of a bit known that sometimes the offset's not quite linking. This was in commentary too, that I don't even bother putting stuff in your offset, maybe use that money in like investing in other things like shares or whatever. But I was like, I think it's best to always pay off your mortgage first. But the fact that this is not even working on some people's accounts, I think it will come out down the track that the banks will have to repay a lot of money back that should have been saved, and maybe even potentially get fined. But maybe those fines shouldn't go to the government. They should go back to all those people that do get affected as a bit of a thank you, or a sorry and a thank you that we did this.
90. The secret sauce here is that these two have to be connected. The home loan has to be connected to the offset account. But the problem is, and what ASIC is probing and actually surveillancing now, is that they have had some cases where the two are not linked.
How do you know that? How do you know if it's linked or not?
Defeats the purpose.
It does defeat the purpose. Now, they don't know how widespread it is, but they are probing 8 lenders right now, and they already have confirmed to me yesterday that some major banks are involved, a part of this. So you need to...
This would before just be like some sort of like software glitch. I think be every intention of the banks to have it set up properly, but end of the day, it's like, it's software, it's people coding it, and somewhere along the line, this hasn't been done in some of the software that run these banking systems. But yeah, that's crazy. If that's actually forced maybe some people to sell their homes because they were maybe right on that brink, and if they were getting charged extra interest, that could have been their principal, their buffers being whittled down a bit more. That's disastrous.
Basically check your statement and see, are you seeing savings with your mortgage offset? It is hard to calculate how much you should be saving because some people's offset account goes up and down. You might just put your salary and so on. For me, the easiest thing is call your lender and ask them, is this connected? Is this working?
It shouldn't be up to the customer in this case if they've got an...
Shouldn't be up to the customer, but you should be checking it. Like in my one, I can go online and I can actually see the weekly uh, principal payments get taken out, and the way they do it is then the interest gets debited back into the mortgage. So the minimum repayment comes out, which will be just taking off the principal, and then they do another debit of interest back in. So once you'll have to do some calculations yourself to make sure that that's working for you. But yeah, if you're not sort of a bit mathematical minded, this can be all a bit too much.
Offset account, then you presume it's all set up.
You would presume that. And here's the thing. The other thing I asked is that how they couldn't confirm how widespread, but you've got 300 million people with a home loan.
Wow.
Over half of that have an offset.
Wow.
So this could be quite widespread. They've already got cases. So how did they find out? Because I asked them, well, how did you find out about this? So it was a combination where they had breaching reports. The banks reported it to them. Some customer complaints. Enough for them to go, we are worried. We are going to look into this and just see what the problem is.
That's a big story. I mean, how do you even
breach.
calculate? I mean, at varying interest rate levels as well,
Do you know,
over time.
Even back when I was, say, editing Money magazine many, many moons ago, the issue of, wrong interest being calculated on home loans.
The actual software behind it would be taking care of everything, and I think it'd be actually quite easy for them to run like some reports and get this. If there's a customer that was set up with offset, and then just do like back testing that over this period, if they had the offset working correctly. But yeah, like Carl said, if you got an account that's like your savings account and your everyday transactional account is also your offset, that's going to be going up and down daily. I know my bank, they charge the interest per day. And then they give you a monthly, every week, the minimum repayment comes out. And at the end of the month, then you get whether there's any interest owed, and that gets then chunked back into the mortgage. So you get a debit, or just say you had, you're paying off $1,000 a week, then you'd have the mortgage go down by $4,000. Just say you accrued $500 in interest, then they'd put $500 back onto that mortgage again as the interest that was owed, but calculated daily. Man, complicated stuff. But I can see like that stuff compounds. So if you've been missing out on your offset working for you, oh mate, whoa, that's atrocious.
What's happening? So for consumers, it's so much pays to look at your statement, but it is hard to work out. Simple thing is annoy the banks today and contact them.
Well, it's their bloody job to do it right.
Yeah.
Pay them for.
But good on ASIC for doing that.
Yeah.
And this is part of a whole lot of better banking that they're looking
Yeah.
at, and they're looking at other things too. So I'll come back to you with insurance premiums.
All right.
Oh, mate, it never ends, hey? Well, there you go, guys. Put in the comments if you've experienced this, or you just want to bash the banks, the system. It's just at the moment, we're just getting, the everyday person's getting hit from all angles. If you really like this channel, guys, please subscribe. It really helps me get the channel out there. We can do some venting and ranting, and with enough of this happening, believe me, we'll make some change. All right, see you in the next one.